Oh man, I forgot to set us up there. Man, we're obviously still really fresh to this streaming thing, and we're just doing this on a whim. This isn't something we really planned on. It's like we promised for our channel. It's just always kind of off the cuff, and we're not planning much of anything. It's just raw material. Kyle just texted me earlier and said, "Hey, we should do a live stream tonight on some of these salary casualties and just kind of go through them." And I was like, "Hey, I'm game for that. Let's just hop on there and do it." So, Kyle, let's get
And
started.
as a result, I'm having a little bit of a laggy internet issue because I didn't have time to fix it beforehand. But should be okay if you'll bear with us a bit. Yeah, we wanted to touch base on today. Roger Goodell announced the salary cap for 2021, and it is $182.5 million, which is down from 198.2 last year, 188 the year before that, and 177 the year before that. So it's gone down quite a bit, mostly due to COVID killed revenues last year. So we want to talk a little bit about some of the effects that is going to have on not just the league, but on fantasy football as well. You're already seeing a whole bunch of people have to restructure contracts, a bunch of veterans restructuring, a bunch of people being released. I know the Saints released a couple guys, Emmanuel Sanders and Quan Alexander. Let's see. The Bills released John Brown, Titans Kenny Vaccaro. So some pretty big names. The one even on the restructures, you've seen Christian McCaffrey restructured. But on the release side, it wasn't so much a release as he didn't get re-signed. I'm going to let Corey touch base a little bit, though, on Aaron Jones from Green Bay, who didn't get signed, and how that affects his keeper decision over in Roll Tide League.
My first question is, do you think we can get Dak to restructure his contract to account for this new salary cap? Because, my gosh, he just took a big chunk of it.
I really wish.
Gracious. Watch our last live stream cover our thoughts on that. But now, more thoughts. It's even worse. It's just whatever. Anyways, so Aaron Jones in our Keeper League, our Roll Tide League, I have him in there, and he helped me win my championship in there, of course, but he was going to be a keeper option or a good trade option in the offseason to maybe gain a pick. And just so you know, I traded away my first and second round pick to get some good players to win the championship. Aaron Jones was actually one of those players, so I was hoping to recoup one of those draft picks by trading him to Donnie in our league, who's my best friend, and he's a big Green Bay Packers fan. But if Aaron Jones doesn't play for them, well, that's going to mess that up. I guess my best bet is that they trade him to the Broncos or the Texans or something, so another person in our league wants to get him. But who knows? He might end up, depending on where he goes, end up being an even better keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. With an offense like Green Bay's, scoring as much as they did, he really thrived in there, even though they wouldn't really unleash him like they should have. They still didn't use him to his full potential, and he still put up the stats he did. But it's easy to do when you've got a great passing offense like that. It really opens up for the run. Ask Zeke how that works. So, that's gonna mess with that whole situation quite a bit. Stay tuned. I'll run a couple of videos running through my options on keepers there, and it'll be interesting to see where Aaron Jones ends up. Looking like right now that he might stay with the Packers if they keep negotiating. So, I don't know which one I hope for more.
Well, I would say you probably hope for him to go to another team where he can get the bulk of the carries, because we saw late in the season A.J. Dillon started getting a lot of work, and he's a different kind of running back. So I could see them really splitting them two in there. So I think if you're a keeper or a dynasty holder of Aaron Jones, you're hoping he ends up on a different team.
Yeah,
But
probably right. Because even Jamal Williams gets way too many carries.
But if you're a Packers fan, you're hoping he stays, obviously. But
Absolutely,
he may cost too much money too. Teams don't really like to pay running backs, except for Jerry paid Zeke a ridiculous amount of money. But
surprise, surprise.
There's Jerry for you, striking once again.
Someone should remind him that there's a salary cap.
Yeah.
To sit in the NBA, there's a hard salary cap.
If Aaron Jones does end up with another team, though, that also creates another potential star in A.J. Dillon, because he looked good when he got to play.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, there's quite a range of outcomes there as far as potential. It's something to keep an eye on, something that'll develop kind of as the offseason goes along here.
True. True.
But, the way teams attack free agency and attack the draft this year will differ based on the lower salary cap this year, for sure.
Yep.
And then, so we just want to kind of touch base on that real quick. I did have a bonus nugget of information that came out today. I guess the Jags GM talking about James Robinson, last year's waiver wire darling, right?
Yep.
I ended up with him, I think, in 4 out of my 5 leagues, where everybody else went and got second, third stringers. I got the last guy on the roster.
Yeah, I made that mistake. Don't remind me.
And it worked out. But the Jags GM coming out today saying they're looking to add to that room, either through free agency or the draft. So that could potentially affect his workload going forward. Something else for keeper and dynasty holders of James Robinson to keep an eye on.
Sad day. Yeah.
He gets one stud year, and then they're like, okay, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Who else we got going here?
Let's see. That was all I had as far as kind of fantasy relevant names that's popped up today.
I was gonna say, because even when you talk about Emmanuel Sanders or something, that he lost fantasy relevance completely, even down in New Orleans. But does that impact if him leaving? Does that impact Michael Thomas quite a bit? You think
it could, but really he didn't affect Michael Thomas that much when he got there.
No, I totally agree.
But he could also be a really good receiver for someone who needs one. He could go back to producing like he was before he was on the Saints. So,
yep.
We got Shane in the chat over here.
Hey, Shane.
What up, brother? How you doing, man?
Shane, thanks for joining us, man. Love you, bro. So, here we go. He says maybe the Texans will get him. Yeah, I mean,
Emmanuel Sanders to the Texans could be interesting.
Yeah, especially since they're losing Will Fuller.
Yeah, John Brown's another receiver that's out there that was released today. He could end up down there too, and he's a really good receiver.
Yep.
John Brown. Yep. Either one of them on a team that really needs a receiver could turn into a super fantasy asset real quick. We love you too, Shane.
Cool, bro. Thanks for joining us here.
Happy early Shane's Day, man.
He can't. It's not that happy. He's still a Texans fan. He can't be that happy.
Touche.
Yeah, they're shipping off everybody down there except for the one person that wants to be shipped off. That's the one person they're keeping.
The one guy that wants to go and they won't let him.
I mean, speaking of casualties, right? Like, boy, they're willing. I read where they're willing to let him sit out the year. I mean, good golly, that's
right.
That's rough, man.
At least get something for him, Let him just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sitting out doesn't really help players very much. I mean, we've seen some careers pretty much plummet after sitting out a year. So maybe that's just kind of a threat they're using, like fine. We'll let you throw your career away if you want to throw a fit. But yeah, Shane's right. What a cap hit. I mean,
that's also true.
That's
a good point. You got a cap hit for a guy that's not even playing, and it's not, and like it's just because it's not because he's hurt. It's just because.
Yep.
Like
totally.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would try to ship him off and get something for him, but
you're going to get a haul. You're about to get a haul. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you could load up.
And there's enough quarterbacks out there that you can probably go get to replace him. I mean,
look what the Lions just got for Stafford.
It's a joke.
You get twice that. You get twice that for Watson.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah,
just being stubborn at this point, trying to prove a point.
that's it. I mean, it's just a standoff, and I don't know. It sounds like the Texans, the organization, is willing to take a hit to win that standoff, but
yeah,
kind of it's all dumb.
From the moves they've done the last couple of years, I mean, they're in square one rebuild mode.
Yep, it's not fun. All right, man. So that all you got for tonight?
I think, yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Just wanted to touch base on a couple of those. Shane, thanks for stopping in, buddy. And
really appreciate you. Oh, also want to give a big shout out to our first YouTube subscriber. He joined us the other day after our first video. Tanner Wallace, big shout out to you. Really appreciate it. He asked about merch, and we are working on getting some merchandise. But with 7 subscribers to our YouTube channel, not worthwhile yet, guys. Need you to step it up. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that. There's like a subscribe button down in that corner, that direction, under the description of this video. There's a little bell there to get notifications when we're posting videos and going live. If you're on Facebook, we're only doing live videos on Facebook. We'll link off to our other videos. They'll be on YouTube, but also like us on Facebook. You can also subscribe on there, but share our videos, tell your friends. Everyone knows Fantasy Football Fanatics because we all kind of run in the same circles, you know? So, Shane gets it. He says, click that subscribe button. Guys, that's
oh man,
what
Shane's
need,
out here giving us
right
the gas, baby. Got that premium unleaded gas flowing right here.
Right. I mean, do it. So Shane really helping us out here. Love it, guys. Hopefully you guys join us on our other videos, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. We'll catch everybody next time.
See you guys.